Hi and welcome to PecksTV. Today we're doing Toilets 101. We're going to do a series about toilets, and normally you wouldn't think there's much to know about toilets, but believe it or not, there is. There's link, there's closed couple, there's back to wall, in wall, there's wall hung in wall, set outs, china systems, plastic systems, thermoset seats, etc, etc. I mean, it does go on, and the humble toilet gets used and not really appreciated that much. So today I thought we'll just go over some of the basics of the types of questions that you're going to get asked when you're coming into a shop like ours and inquiring about purchasing a new toilet. It can be quite simple and it can be quite a lengthy process. So first of all, we'll talk about the humble link suite, the bottom entry level part of the toilet market. It has this is one here. This has a plastic cistern, whereas something like this, a little bit more upmarket, goes to a china cistern, which is the same material that the pan is actually made out of as well. Now, a linked suite is just that. It is where the cistern is linked with the pan by a piece of plastic connector here. Whereas a closed coupled suite, which we'll talk about next time, the cistern is bolted to the pan. Big difference. Now, why do you need a link suite? It gives versatility. Quite often these are used in commercial applications where they are treated a little bit more roughly. The aesthetic appeal is not quite as important as in a home or somewhere like that. But first of all, I'll just get down here. And the link suite can, as you'll see if I can pull this off carefully, that worked, is the plastic bridge piece that joins the seat to the cistern. It also hides the flush pipe, which goes from here to the bottom of the cistern as well. The advantage to this means that the pan can in fact be moved backwards and forwards to set where your pipe comes up through the wall, through the floor. And once that's all done and the pan is installed first, let's just pretend, we'll just quickly whip this off. I haven't bolted the seat down. That might be back there like that. What would then typically happen is the plumber would cut that back like that and then push that on, and it would sit, something of that sort of nature. Obviously the seat would be down properly on the pan. And then you have a nice standard looking toilet. That is one of the main advantages to a link suite over the others, is it does give more flexibility, particularly when the waste pipe is going through the floor, to make it suit your situation. Speaking of the pans and things, just take that off. There is what is known as the set out, which if you look at the tape measure down there, is the distance from the wall to where the pipe comes up through the floor. That can vary greatly depending on the age of the house and also the way the installation has been done originally, or if it's a new place, how they've set it up. That, when it goes through the floor, is an S-pan, so the waste pipe actually comes up, around, and then back down through the floor. This one here, just quickly grab that one. And that is what's known as a P-pan, where the waste pipe comes up and goes out through the wall. The set out for a P-pan is based on the measurement from the floor to the middle of the waste pipe. All set out measurements are based on to the centre of the waste pipe, regardless of whether it's a P-pan or an S-pan. Okay, just put that back over there. Then the toilet seat goes on. Obviously they'll do the bolts up for it, and then presto, toilet is set up. Okay, so that's a little bit about the set outs, and that is quite an important measurement to have when going into a plumbing merchant to purchase a toilet. It does make a difference. The beauty of the link suite does mean that it gives you a lot of variety. But as I said earlier, it is a basic utilitarian type toilet suite. and doesn't have the nicer features like the likes of the closed couple type suites like this one here does. Something else that I do want to talk about is the inlets, which is another question you may get asked. And the inlet is where the water feed, so you'll have a little tap like this one down here, which I'll just leave that out of the way. That would be screwed up against the wall like that. This is what they call a left hand side inlet, so when standing looking at the toilet, it's on the left hand side. Sometimes you will have that tap on the right hand side as well. It's not a problem. Most toilet suites have the ability to swap the inlet valve around depending on your setup, but you may get asked that question as well. Another type of inlet, which we'll cover a little bit later, is the back inlet, which is where the little tap sits in the back of the system, but that's usually for back to wall type toilet suites. Toilet seats, the good old humble toilet seat. If there ever was an argument in the showroom, it would be between the two partners discussing the merits and comfortability of a toilet seat. You would be surprised how different they can feel. This one here is your basic level entry type seat. It's a general type plastic, quite flexible, not very rigid, so it does have the feeling of possibly moving and things like that when sitting on it. And then obviously the lid. In some commercial applications they have no lid, but in the general house it'll have a lid as well to make it look nice and tidy. Next series we'll be talking about closed couple suites and back to wall suites and just comparing the two. So stay tuned and we'll cover that next time. Thanks for watching.